You guys asked and I delivered. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average Sig M18 Burndown series enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is we are going to be debriefing and conducting an after-action review on the Sig P320 M18 Burndown video series, okay? Now, I should note before we get into this that a lot of you wanted me to do a 5,000 round burn down test. We can still do that. All I need you to do is get down in the comment section and say, Trench, you promised 5,000, we want 5,000, and I will deliver the 5,000 round burn down. Now, before I get into the thoughts on the Sig M18, I have to ask you guys to do a couple more things. Like the video and comment down below if you expected the gun to die prior to the 4,000 round mark. Also, if you want to donate monetarily for these very nice looking but very expensive magazines, there will be a link for you guys to support the magazine fund and the ammo fund down below. Okay, let's get into it. So, bottom line up front, the gun did not blow up, okay? The sights are still intact. We're going to talk more about the sights here in a second. The sights are still intact. The gun is still intact. The gun did not blow up. The gun did not go off as it was dropped, because it was not dropped, because I'm not an idiot and I don't want to drop my gun and shoot myself, right? So nothing crazy happened. Literally. The end of video, right? Not really. But nothing crazy happened at all. As a matter of fact, it was rather boring. Nighthawk is actually in the room, and I think she would agree when I say the testing was actually just boring.
Uneventful.
Yeah, uneventful. We would load up. I'll just show you guys. We would load up a ton of these magazines, okay, that you guys helped. Thanks for the donations. We do need more to meet our bottom line. That's a topic for another day. But you guys helped donate some magazines. Couple, okay, not very many, but you guys helped, and we would load up the magazines, you know, walk back to the table, load them up. I think we had 11 or 12 magazines. Load them back up, we would go back out, and we would burn it down. And, you know, literally nothing happened. We had one failure for the slide to lock back that was user induced. I didn't like the trigger, you know, out of the box, but I got used to it. And, you know, other than that, nothing happened. Now, what does that mean for you? The guy watching this is like, Trench, do I run out right now? And do I, you know, is it a good gun? Is it based? Is it cringe? What is the deal with, what is the deal? What is the deal with the SIGs? Well, what I can tell you is this. They feel cheap in the hand, but I will say it did grow on me. Now, keep in mind, you know, I have a very extensive history. Hey, buddy, say hi. Look, up here. Say hi. Toby's hanging out today. It's his birthday coming up. Say hi to Toby in the comments down below. I do have an extensive history with the Sig M17 and the Sig M18 at work, right? I've competed with them a ton, so I do have a long history with the guns. However, ever since Sig decided to basically go after the internet, I decided to test one again on my own. And honestly, let's just go through it, okay? So first and foremost, I want to talk about the sights. The sights are horrible. Now, this gun is clear and safe, okay? There's nothing in the chamber. It cannot physically hurt me, but I am going to aim past my head back there, not at myself, just past, to show you guys the horrible sight picture. Do you guys see what I am seeing? Yeah, it's pretty bad. So that is what you're looking at when you're trying to get a good sight picture. These sights are, I call them, I think in the video series, I call them gutter sights, because they're just, it's like looking through a bowling alley or something, or a bowling alley lane. It's horrible. You can see them right here. I don't know what Sig was thinking when they put these things on here, this rear sight, but they are trash, okay? Now, the front sight also is tiny. You guys can see that little guy. So I'll try to get a good sight picture on the wall behind me. So this thing, the sight picture is horrible. That right there is what I was looking at during the testing. So all those air balls that you guys see on the video and all those misses, like, yeah, that's me, but that's me just not being able to acquire these horrible sights, okay? So that was one of my biggest complaints, was the sights. Definitely the sights out of the box, if you don't put a red dot on it, are trash, okay? A couple other things to note. What else? The trigger. The trigger is horrible. Let's just say what it is, okay? The trigger is trash, and I'll ghost it. Actually, we'll do a functions test first, okay? Weapon on safe, rack it, does not fire, put it on fire, fire, does fire, charge it, metallic click, fires. So the gun does pass a functions test, but the trigger, okay? So you get all this creep. Okay, you're on the wall. More creep, more creep, more creep, more creep, click. It got better slightly over the 4,000 round test. You can see, I think I even verbalize it in a few of the videos, and I say, man, this trigger is starting to grow on me. This trigger, you know, I'm starting to like the trigger. But you guys can just kind of see what I was working with here. Okay, you got all this take up. Okay, you're on the wall. Well, you're not on the wall because you got more, click. Okay, so dealing with that compared to a Glock trigger did get very annoying. So the trigger, not good. The sights, not good. The manual safety, if you guys can see, literally gave me my little fingers a blister. What, Trench? I thought you shoot all the time. Yeah, I do. And that should tell you this thing, you know, hi, Jackie. Okay, say hi. Jackie's gonna, you know, Jackie's gonna say hi as well. Here, let me get that off you. Boom. All right. So we got Jackie and Toby hanging out in the video today. Anyway, totally lost my train of thought. The trigger is trash. The sights are trash. The grip itself is not great. Okay, just like the actual pistol grip. Here, compare it to my Glock, my carry gun. Let me unload and show clear with this gun first, okay? So I'll show you. It's coming right out of my gym carry condition, okay? Mag out, bullet out, chamber check. We are clear, okay? So compared to my carry gun's grip, the Sig grip is horrible. It's like holding onto a bunch of melting ice cream, I guess. It's just blocky and you don't really know where it's at. I don't know. You name an analogy. It's like if you were to take frozen ice cream out of the freezer and it began melting, so you didn't really know like what you were grabbing onto, and you're like, okay, I guess this is okay. But then with the high bore axis of the gun, okay, the barrel is higher than that of a Glock pistol. You can see the barrel with the bore axis is lower on this Glock handgun. Because the path of the slide is higher, it feels like this gun is whipping around in your hand. And you can kind of see that in the footage. Like as I'm firing, okay, make sure this gun's clear. As I'm firing, you can kind of see the gun kind of go whoom. And it just kind of like floating around in space. And I was gripping the gun pretty hard, okay? So I do feel that that is a design problem. You can just kind of see how tall this gun is, right? Boom. Okay. The gun itself and the bore axis itself is very tall. Now, what did I like? The mags. Honestly, I won't shut up about the mags. Nighthawk, will I shut up about the mags? Nope. I won't shut up about the mags. Okay. Mags. For YouTube, this is only a 1-round mag, unfortunately. But you guys can, you know, see it should be a 21-round mag. Okay. Yeah. Check it out. The mags, I think they're better than Glock or on par with Glock mags, right? Glock extended magazines, if you will, are 19 rounds for like duty purposes. These are 21. So 21 plus one in the pipe. I think that is what Sig did really well. And from a paratrooper perspective and an infantryman, senior non-commissioned officer perspective, having 22 rounds total in your last-ditch effort gun where you know, if you just got blown up, you don't know where your rifle is, you're laying on your ground, or you're laying on the ground in some Eastern European country because you're about to die for some monopoly, you know, that's selling javelins to Ukraine right now, and you know someone's going to get rich off your death, and you're sitting there in your fighting position in the mud or the snow, and you pull out, you know, you don't have an arm anymore, and you're just, you know, you got 22 rounds, you're just going to start blasting with this thing. I think it's a good gun for that. I'm going to be very honest, right? I don't know why I like this gun, but I do. Now, I say that, but I also say that with hesitancy because there's not a lot of confidence that I get seeing everything in the news you know, with Sig. You know, unfortunately, they did it to themselves with a lot of this attacking everybody and saying that there's nothing wrong with the guns when clearly there's something wrong with the guns, right? But over the course of 4,000 rounds, which isn't a crazy amount, but it is something. And I will say, when I end up in my Lockheed Martin or my, what's another one? I'm drawing a brain fart. You know, when I end up in my Lockheed Martin fighting position in eastern Ukraine, and I'm sitting in my foxhole in the snow, and there's blood everywhere, and my left arm is gone, and I can't get to my Sig spear, but I have my Sig M18. Well, the last thoughts in my mind are going to be like, man, at least I have a reliable magazine, right? And I'm only half kidding, because I think the heart of this gun is honestly this right here, this guy, okay? I'm not sure if I'm the first YouTuber or the millionth YouTuber to talk about the magazines, but for whatever reason, as a Glock guy, even though they're expensive, picking up a ton of these 21 rounders and, you know, doing the 4,000 round test, the videos went by, I think, in like 12 minutes per video. How many minutes roughly were yours, Nighthawk?
It depends. We're like up between 20 and 40
minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, her videos were longer, but the video, right? So without me talking, I mean, it was like 12 minutes of runtime to burn 1,000 rounds through this thing, right, in a hurry. So I will say, overall, got to be careful with my words here. Overall, I am happy I'm not dead. Just obviously, right? I'm happy that the gun didn't actually kill me. I'm happy that it functioned. It had no malfunctions at all. That is impressive. I think any gun, Glock included, I think even a Glock, right? Even a Glock might have malfunctions over 4,000 rounds. Like that 4,000 rounds, you might have 2 malfunctions. You might have 3, right? Just with a light primer strike here and there, some sort of bobble or whatever, right? Failure to feed, failure to fire, failure to extract, or failure to eject. You might have something. But over 4,000 rounds, we had nothing. To the point where, like we were saying, it got boring. Like it was just going back. You know, I'll show you the belt setup I ran. It would be, you know, oh, Toby's awake. It would be going back, freaking holster up, go back, load up more magazines. After we load up more magazines, I'd look at Nighthawk and be like, "Are you ready?" She'd be like, "Yep." I'm like, "Okay." And we ran a Safariland holster. Obviously had tourniquets on hand and everything like that. But, you know, the gun, over the course of 4,000 rounds, 3,000 of which were fired in one day. Right? Today? 3,000 today? Yeah. The first 1,000 was on its own, and then 3,000 rounds in one day, doing nothing between the 1,000 rounds other than coating it with COP again, and that led to this awesome blister, okay? So, all that talking is to say this. Honestly, as long as you don't have a catastrophic malfunction where your femoral artery gets cut and you die in your Mustang, other than that, or maybe you're arresting somebody and it goes off, or maybe you're digging your fighting position in Ukraine and the gun goes off and blows your femoral artery apart, and now you're bleeding out in the snow. Other than those, you know, rare circumstances, I think the gun's okay. All right. Now, it's not what I would carry. Don't tell Nighthawk, but I will be carrying this over the next probably 2 months, unfortunately. If you guys want me to get to the 5,000 round test on the gun or beyond, if you want me to go to 10,000, I'll tell you this right now. I'll go to 10,000 rounds. But, dude, you better donate. Because that is a lot. We've already burned through a ton of ammunition, okay? We burned through a ton of this MagTech 115 is what we shot through it today. Yeah, so if you want to see it get to 10,000, you can comment, "Hey, Trench, I want it to go to 10,000, but with that comment, I expect at least $5 donation for ammo, right? Because ammo it can get pricey the longer we do these burn downs. Okay, so overall, sights are trash. The gutter sights are horrible. The trigger is mid. The grip feels like you're grabbing melting ice cream and you don't know what the hell is going on. Would I love to die for Lockheed Martin holding this thing? Sure, dude. Because we have 21 round magazines, and I do think that's where the strength in this gun lies, is the magazine. But I'm sure you guys will be like, Trench, you got paid off by Sig. You know what? If I get paid off by Sig, you will know it. I won't be spending $50 a magazine. I'll just have my own free magazines, right? But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the Sig Burndown series. If you want it to continue, you better comment down below that you want it to continue, and you better be sending me a couple of your hard-earned buckaroos, okay? Because ammo is not cheap, nor is it free. But thanks for being here, guys. I think that's all the thoughts that I can think of right now. Again, no malfunctions over 4,000 rounds, no light primer strikes, no nothing, right? It just ran like a top. It's completely filthy internally right now. But other than, it being dirty, because that's what happens when you test your guns, literally nothing to talk about, okay? So that's all I got to say about the Sig for now. If I think of anything else, I'll either keep shooting it and keep testing it if you guys want it, or if you guys want a different series or more tactics content, you guys will just let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for being here, and until next time, this will be Trench Grenade, your average Lockheed Martin sponsored handgun that your mom said that we have at home. Enjoy her. That your mom said that we have at home. Signing out. Cheers.